Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think would win in a battle, Green Lantern or the Human Torch? Green Lantern, most famously represented by Hal Jordan, is a member of the Green Lantern Corps, a universal peacekeeping force created by the Guardians of the Universe. The power ring he wields grants him the ability to create any energy construct he can imagine, as long as his willpower is strong enough to sustain it. Hal was once a pilot who always stayed calm in dangerous situations, and his determination and courage helped shape him into one of the greatest Green Lanterns to ever exist. Johnny Storm of the Fantastic Four is a superhero who gained fire-based abilities after exposure to cosmic rays. He can surround his entire body in flames, create thermal explosions, control his flight path at high speeds, and even reach a supernova state with heat so intense it can burn everything around him. Johnny is young and impulsive, but his fighting spirit always burns as fiercely as his power. A battle between Green Lantern and the Human Torch would feel like a clash between unwavering willpower and a blazing, unpredictable inferno. It would be intense, brilliant, and almost impossible to predict. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by tapping the bell icon. Thank you all so much. Hal Jordan is one of the brightest icons of the Green Lantern Corps. He is not only a member, but also a leader who guides warriors of unbreakable will through darkness and danger at the farthest reaches of the universe. Hal's power comes from the Ring, an artifact that turns willpower into reality and grants him the strength to fight evil across all planes of existence. His ring unlocks countless extraordinary abilities, including traveling through time, though doing so before or after the Crisis Era requires exceptional effort. He can teleport instantly to any location, bring teammates with him, and cross cosmic distances in just a moment. He also possesses the ability to absorb electromagnetic energy or even the life force of an opponent, blurring the line between light and shadow more than ever. Hal forges weapons from pure will, reshaping matter according to imagination and combat needs. He can read thoughts, connect minds with other Green Lanterns as if the entire Corps shares a single unified will. Hal can also heal injuries, though in limited ways, and he can even slow the flow of time to choose a successor if death is near. When people look at Hal Jordan, they see not just a warrior, but a symbol of courage, where human will can shine like a beacon in the endless night. The power of a Green Lantern is fueled by absolute focus and unwavering will, much like a flame that only burns brightly when fed with enough fuel. Hal Jordan has long been considered the Lantern with the strongest will, surpassing most others and even approaching the power of Superman at his peak. Alan Scott also admitted that Hal's willpower is nearly unshakable. At his strongest, Hal can reach a level of power comparable to a galaxy. Even standard Green Lanterns, when joining forces, can withstand a galaxy-destroying explosion even when weakened. So when Hal stands far above them, it becomes easier to imagine just how staggering his true power can be. He once restrained Professor Zoom, forced Lobo to stop in his tracks, and surpassed Green Lanterns like Drake, who had sealed an infinitely expanding galaxy. Since breaking free from the influence of Parallax, the nature of Hal's power has become even more pure. His will is no longer torn apart by darkness, and his confidence is no longer shaken by memories of possession. Now, every time the ring glows, his will roars like thunder, pushing back the darkness of an entire galaxy. Hal Jordan left a powerful mark on the history of the Green Lantern Corps when he delivered a punch strong enough to stun Spectre Crispus Allen, breaking the bindings that held the Guardians captive. There were battles where he had to join forces with them to break through Spectre's defenses, and there was a time he faced Krona alone, the being who manipulated the power of the emotional entities, a threat that even Atrocitus and the entire Guardians of the Universe could not stop. Hal has worked with Superman to overpower Starbreaker, easily defeated Mongul, an enemy often compared to Darkseid, and fought both Cyborg Superman and the real Superman without being overwhelmed. His strength rises with his fighting spirit. When his resolve reaches an unshakable peak, he reaches the power of a solar system. Comparable to Superman in the New 52 era, his pure will once forced Parallax to retreat and seek more power, and when Hal surpasses his limits, he can reach galaxy level, similar to his post-crisis version, equipped with upgraded power batteries. He once restrained Bizarro, who is capable of harming Superman. At his peak, Hal touched the lower multiverse tier. He weakened the Golden Destroyer's explosion to below the the atomic scale, preventing a catastrophe that could have erased two universes. In battle, Hal once dominated the controllers before falling under mind control. Hal Jordan has proven that his worth far exceeds the limits of a ring-bearing warrior. With only a fraction of additional power from the GLC central battery, he was able to neutralize the U-bomb, a weapon designed to wipe out all matter in the universe. Hal has drawn Zod's blood, severely injured cyborg Superman with the Phantom Ring, and unlocked the full emotional spectrum, something only a handful of Lanterns have ever achieved. Because of this, he is often considered the greatest Green Lantern, surpassing legends like Kyle Rayner and John Stewart. In terms of speed, Hal possesses extraordinary movement capabilities. He can travel across trillions of miles in a single moment, using 4 probes to scan the entire universe faster than the eye can comprehend. The ring's response speed reaches the nanosecond level, allowing him to command, redirect, and fight almost instantly. He is matched speed with Superman, Jay Garrick, and even the New 52 version of the Man of Steel. The Green Lanterns have reached their peak. While John Stewart's willpower surpasses the ring itself, even the weakest Green Lantern carries the willpower of an entire universe on their finger. Very few beings can challenge that. When needed, Hal can cross the edge of the universe in just a few minutes, like an arrow of light tearing through the vast cosmic night. And throughout the endless universe, Hal Jordan always shines like a lantern that never goes out. I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel. It would help us a lot, and you are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Johnny Storm possesses the ability to control heat at an extraordinary level, allowing him to transform his body into a plasma form that burns like a miniature sun. With a single thought, his entire body erupts into living flames that he can shape into flowing streams, compress into spheres, or even form fiery trails across the sky like brilliant handwriting carved into the darkness. These fire constructs exist only as long as he maintains continuous concentration. Without additional energy, they fade after about 3 minutes, like a firework flashing brightly before disappearing. Johnny's control over fire is not limited to the flames generated by his own body. He can also subdue and manipulate external sources of fire to a certain extent, a skill that makes him a master of heat itself. His ultimate state is known as the Nova Flame, the hottest plasma he can produce. Its true temperature remains a mystery, but it can reach destructive levels comparable to a nuclear explosion. Normally, Johnny can stay ignited for nearly 17 hours, though when he was younger, he would burn out much more quickly, forcing him to extinguish his flames during battle due to exhaustion. Johnny can release stored energy in a multi-directional nova burst that reaches about 1 million degrees C. A single burst can create a destructive radius of over 270 meters, powerful enough to incinerate everything in an area like a meteor sweeping across the ground. He once claimed that with this flame alone, even a small moon could be reduced to dust. However, the cost is severe. Each nova explosion drains almost all of the burning energy in his body, leaving Johnny in a weakened state, and he needs at least half a day to fully recover. Johnny Storm is not just a source of heat, but a burning will. He is someone ready to ignite like a sun, willing to endure the scorch to protect what he values. When Johnny Storm ignites, his body generates a layer of monatomic hydrogen vapor radiating from the plasma around him, allowing him to float freely in the sky like a blazing celestial object. The flames beneath his feet function like jet engines, letting him accelerate, maneuver through the air with agility, and fly at an average speed of around 140 miles per hour. At full power, his speed can break the sound barrier fast enough to chase the Silver Surfer while he was orbiting Earth. Johnny can unleash shockwaves of heat with destructive force. One of his signature attacks is the Candle Punch, carrying the heat of a miniature sun and striking directly into the target. Johnny's physical abilities are also significantly enhanced, allowing him to lift objects weighing around 180 pounds while in his burning state. Still, what makes him truly exceptional is not just the heat he generates, but the absolute control he holds over it. There was a moment when Ultron and Hank Pym were hurtling toward the sun, and Johnny risked everything by absorbing the overwhelming solar heat to protect Rogue and Wasp. In that instant, his body seemed on the verge of melting, glowing in red and orange light, yet he remained resolute, flying ahead and using his own heat as a shield for his teammates. Johnny's explosive power in battle has been compared to the intensity of Cyclops' optic blasts, a form of energy strong enough to harm Apocalypse and destroy a meteor the size of Manhattan. According to Cyclops' own measurements, those optic blasts contain up to 10 trillion volts. Yet Johnny's flames, at their most explosive state, can exceed the heat of an actual star. When Johnny unleashes the Nova Flame, its heat has been compared to a stellar flare powerful enough to feed Galactus, a being capable of consuming worlds. The dinosaur version of Human Torch shines so intensely that it was rated on the same level as Thor. Later sources confirmed that this version is equivalent to Johnny Storm from the main universe. Even when the Annihilation Wave swept across the cosmos and captured Adam Warlock, who possessed the power of the Living Tribunal, Johnny still burned like a blade of fire strong enough to stand alongside cosmic entities. Johnny far surpasses most of his teammates thanks to his ability to release Nova-level energy that borders on that of a miniature universe. Each eruption scorches space as if opening a gateway to destruction. The true limits of his flame remain unknown, a mystery buried deep within the untapped potential of the Human Torch. A supernova can reach temperatures above 20 million degrees. I once read that Torch can reach around 1 million degrees, but I believe the upper limit depends on willpower. If he does not burn too much energy through fighting or flying, since his reserves are not infinite, and if he chooses to release nearly 100% of his power, he could unleash energy on a truly supernova level. Many people mistakenly think the Thing is the powerhouse of the Fantastic Four, but when it comes to maintaining and releasing energy over long periods, the truth is the opposite. Human Torch was able to trade blows with Hulk for an extended time before eventually burning out. Human Torch is the one who truly carries the storm of the cosmos. As powerful as he is, Johnny's fire cannot force every opponent to yield. There are still warriors who remain unshaken in the sea of flames, like Thor standing proudly amid thunder, Hulk fueled by endless rage, or Silver Surfer riding freely through the infinite silver light. Even if Torch burns as fiercely as an exploding sun, the universe will always contain stars large enough to stand firm within that tidal wave of fire. Hal Jordan returned to Earth's orbit after a long mission in the depths of space. As he glided through the thin layer of atmosphere, the ring's radar instantly detected a blazing streak cutting across the sky like a rocket arrow. The burning plasma trail swept past clusters of communication satellites, triggering continuous red alerts on their system. Hal initially thought it was a dangerous unidentified object, but the one causing the chaos turned out to be Johnny Storm, happily racing a prototype drone from Stark Industries as if the sky were his personal playground. Hal blocked his path and demanded that Johnny stop, but with his impulsive nature, the Human Torch was not about to take orders from someone in a green suit who looked like a warrior made of light. He teased Hal just for fun, turning the air tense enough that it only needed a spark to explode. When Hal gave his final warning, Johnny laughed defiantly and launched the first fireball to start the fight. The Nova Flame erupted, its temperature exceeding that of the sun's surface, surrounding Johnny with a storm of white-blue plasma. He shot forward like a meteor. Hal instantly raised a massive energy shield and activated his willpower armor, capable of withstanding heat levels close to the Big Bang. Comet-like plasma spheres rained down one after another, firestorms swirling as the sky was torn apart by waves of heat. The speed and destructive force of the Human Torch dominated the early phase. Hal remained standing strong, but it was clear he was being pressured by the raging plasma cyclone. When Johnny saw his flames could not pierce the shield, he changed tactics. He accelerated to near light speed, creating a heat vortex that ionized the air around Hal. His goal was to suffocate Hal within his own shield. But Hal Jordan is not only powerful, he is nearly endlessly creative. From the green ring emerged a miniature black hole that absorbed all the heat Johnny released. It even detonated upon contact with the plasma. Then came the biggest shock. Hal formed a deep, cold containment field with the temperature dropping near absolute zero. A portion of Johnny's body froze, forcing him to use the Nova Flame at 200%. The thermal pressure caused his plasma skin to crack and glow like molten glass. His power was reaching its limit and he only had a few minutes left. Johnny transformed himself into a massive sphere of plasma and charged straight at Hal in a move that could have destroyed them both. The temperature surpassed that of a stellar core, shaking the atmosphere. But Hal Jordan had already foreseen the outcome. He created a vacuum chamber of absolute zero, surrounded by a heat-proof energy shell that nothing could penetrate, then used faster than light speed to lock the Human Torch inside. All the heat was drained away in a fraction of a second. The brilliant light burning like a small sun vanished instantly. Johnny Storm fell from the sky like a cooled meteor returning to his human form, unconscious and covered in cold vapor. The battle ended in heavy silence with only Hal Jordan floating in the air, his steady gaze declaring the result. Winner, Green Lantern. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That is the video for today. Thank you very much.